after the service ends. So sit back, enjoy, and thank you for being with us. Welcome.
Our call to worship this morning comes from a writing by Marianne Williamson. It is oft misattributed, but it is indeed Marianne Williamson. Believe me, I've done the research. So enjoy these words. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
And this is when we light our chalice, since we are all at home. If you have a chalice, go ahead with us. We here at this house, at the Yankee household, are using Lois's chalice that she made a few weeks ago at the fellowship. It's much prettier than the one I made. And so if you would all happily light your chalice, this one doesn't use any flame, but it's lit, if you can see it. As I read words from Albert Schweitzer, at times our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to thank with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us.
Emily has a song that she's going to play for us now. Go ahead, Emily.
Open mine eyes that I may see glimpses of truth thou hast for me. Open mine eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. Love of my life, I am crying, I am not dying, I am dancing, dancing along in the madness. There is no sadness, only a song of the soul, and we'll sing this song. Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. Why don't you sing this song? Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. What do you do for your living? Are you forgiving, giving shelter? Follow your heart, love will find you, truth will unbind you. Seek out a song of the soul, and we'll sing this song. Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. Why don't you sing this song? Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. Come to your life like a warrior, nothing will bore you. You can be happy. Let in the light, it will heal you, and you can feel you, and sing out a song of the soul, and we'll sing this song. Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. Why don't you sing this song? Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. Love of life, I am crying, I am not dying, I am dancing, dancing along in madness. There is no sadness, only a song of the soul, and we'll sing this song. Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. Why don't you sing this song? Why don't you sing along, and we can sing for a long, long time. And we can sing for a long, long time.
Ooh. Right? Yay. When I was a teen, my best friend would come over to my house, an almost daily event. One particular day, however, we had nothing special planned. "What do you want to do?" I asked Kay. "I don't know. What do you want to do?" she responded. "I don't know. What do you want to do?" This went on for at least a few minutes, a veritable Abbott and Costello comedy in the making. I'm certain, however, that my mother was utterly apoplectic upon hearing these two youths and experiencing projective pangs of Judeo-Christian angst at the thought of two bright and able teens being bored out of their minds. She believed the adage, "idle hands are the devil's work." But the franchisers at McDonald's said it best, "Time to lean is time to clean." Years later, upon admitting again to being bored, my mother reframed my experience for me in her most Gestalt-informed expertise. Maybe you should own your own boredom and say, "I'm boring. Thanks." The Judeo-Christian framework would have us believe that boredom is a sin. And that particular sin can be cured with productivity. Just look to King David. When not working feverishly to save his people from near constant attempts at annihilation, he wrote love poems to the Lord. Look to Proverbs. "The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing," says chapter 13, verse 4, "while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10 proclaims, "If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat." Well, that really harshes my mellow. On the other hand, Albert Einstein stated, "Creativity is the residue of time wasted." I assume by wasted he meant boredom. Similarly, the Little Prince, legendary protagonist of the fable by the same name, learned, "It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important." Furthermore, Brene Brown, that font of anti-shaming wisdom and philosophy, had some words to say about boredom in her new book, Atlas of the Heart. She says, "Boredom is the uncomfortable state of wanting to engage in satisfying activity, but being unable to do it. When we're bored, we experience a lack of stimulation. Time seems to pass very slowly. And if we're working on tasks, they seem to lack challenge and meaning. While most of us think of boredom as a negative feeling, it turns out that not all experiences of boredom are bad." She goes on to say, "A recent study showed that simple, boring tasks or mundane activities can allow our minds to wander, daydream, and create. The lack of stimulation that defines being bored gives our imagination room to play and grow." Brown credits researcher and writer Sherry Turkle with saying, "Boredom is your imagination calling to you." Will you be my mommy? It seems to me then that meaning making might be the cure for boredom. Viktor Frankl, author and founder of logotherapy, survived the Holocaust, he reports, by finding meaning in his circumstance. His meaning making helped him survive. Striving to find meaning in one's life, said Frankl, is the primary motivational force. Now, I'm pretty sure it wasn't boredom Viktor Frankl suffered in the Nazi labor camp, in which he was imprisoned and tortured, but it was his inherent suffering that allowed him to realize the existential importance of finding or making meaning. Another existentialist, Irvin Yalom says, we are meaning-seeking creatures. Biologically, our nervous systems are organized in such a way that the brain automatically clusters incoming stimuli into configurations. Meaning also provides a sense of mastery. Feeling helpless and confused in the face of random, unpatterned events, we seek to order them, and in so doing, gain a sense of control over them. So let's review. First, the religious paradigm of boredom. The biblical antidote to boredom, praise and productivity. The sin of boredom, craving and emptiness. The cure for boredom, work leading to corporeal sustenance. And the modern and postmodern insights regarding boredom, creative, important, satisfying, meaning-making, calling. Perhaps what I called boredom in my youth is the nearly catatonic result of too many choices with its ensuing responsibility, freedom. I don't agree that freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Freedom is choice. Choice says, no, thank you. Choice says, I will stand. Choice says, I will risk everything. Choice says, I will risk nothing. Choice is responsibility, dizzying, harrowing, death-defying, life-giving, probably more than most 14-year-olds bargain for. So I invite you today, come be bored with me and sing and imagine and mine your depths and worship with me, all you bored and dangerous fools.
Thank you, JJ. As always, an inspiring and thoughtful reflection. So I'm going to invite everyone here on Zoom today to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths as you're able. Now consider our wonderful fellowship with all of its activities and opportunities. You probably can't say yes to everything, and without the boundary of an honest no, there cannot be an authentic yes. As you consider our fellowship, imagine that everything you do, think, believe, and say is a choice. To what will you choose to say, yes, please? And to what will you say, I will stand? And to what will you say, I will risk everything? Now you can open your eyes. And we're going to go into a breakout in which Mary Lee will set you into groups. And you can turn to someone there and share what you are choosing. We're going to take a few minutes and then we will come back on. You'll have a 1-minute warning. Thank you.
Dave? Dave Bianchi? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Yes.
Um, Never mind. I actually need to talk to Bill Quimby, not you. Bill Quimby, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Bill, I couldn't find your reason for the postlude. So I'm
Yeah, I
using another.
resent it. I just
Oh,
sent it
well,
again.
I can't do it. So did another one. So
Okay, whatever you need to do.
okay. Thank you, Bill.
Yep.
I'm so glad all of you decided to say yes to today, doing the service.
Hey, Aspen and Hannah, I'm trying to get you into breakout rooms. I'm not sure what's happening, but keep watching your screen and maybe you'll get into a breakout room. Sorry. Did you like the song?
They're muted, and they
Yeah.
get a prompt on the
Yeah.
screen.
I know, but they haven't gone in yet for some reason.
What happened is, it should have put everybody into rooms with 2 or 3 people, and
Yeah.
it put a bunch of them in rooms with 1.
Okay.
And those haven't joined, like, and I'm trying to switch them, but because they haven't joined, I can't switch them into other.
Right.
I was switching several
they
of
have-
them
they have
into
to
other groups.
Right.
But
They have to accept it. If they don't
Yeah.
accept it,
Right.
they can't join.
right, and I think they're about to close.
Okay. I'll go
Participants,
offline.
yeah, Um, there, I can move one of them. Yeah, see, like one person is saying there was nobody else there.
Mary, if I see somebody that wants to be admitted, like right now, Lily came up, can I let them in? Does that take a burden off of you?
Let them back into what? Back into the main room?
Just into service. I've noticed.
I'm doing that. That's my job. Thank you.
Oh, all
Jackie.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the breakout rooms, so I didn't see if there was somebody that needed to come in. Lily was on before.
Okay.
Okay, apparently some others are there. Are they coming back? Do you want me to close them down?
I think you might as well, hon.
Let's see if I can. Well. Okay, they've all been given 60 seconds notice. So you might want to apologize when they get back, Dave, and tell them that the breakout rooms didn't work right, because I said to make it 2 or 3 people, and unfortunately several were in a room by themselves.
Okay,
Thank you.
And some of them may not have accepted the invitation, which is not anybody's fault but their own. Okay.
I did it automatically, so they should have all gone into groups, but some of them
they
ended up
don't.
in,
They don't get an invitation.
they all go into groups automatically. But
Okay.
what
you.
happened is it didn't put them into groups with more than one person in them for several of them.
Right.
And so I was
got it.
trying to move them,
That's fine. I
but
got
didn't
it.
finish that.
Thanks.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and move forward in the service?
so is everybody back?
Let
So I
me
guess
see.
we looked out the window and it's snowing again. I think we made a wise decision to go to Zoom, but with Zoom, sometimes there's little flaws. And when we did the breakout, not everybody got into a breakout. Some of you are talking to yourselves, which is okay too. But we thought maybe it'd take this time to, if anyone's willing, to share some of your thoughts. And you can do that, and we'll unmute you when you go to reactions on your computer down below and raise that little yellow hand, or you can gesture wildly that you want to speak, and we'll notice you. So I see one already. Penny? Penny, unmute yourself.
I don't know if she can. I have to unmute her, I think.
Okay, got it. Go ahead, Penny.
Just a minute. I just asked her to unmute. Okay.
As I started to say in the group, before we were rudely returned to the main session, I've been counting up the number of years in my life and wondering how much longer I have and wondering what I should do with those years to make them most productive. And then we were returned to the main room. So something to think about.
Thank you. Anyone else? I've not known you used to be shy. Is there anyone else that would like to share? Deborah Graham.
Just a minute here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess part of it is the risk that I just took. I took the risk of selling my place in New Jersey and driving across the country and starting all over here in Nevada. And it was a wonderful, I happen to love road trips, so the trip across was great, even though a lot of my friends in New Jersey couldn't believe I was going to do that by myself. It was a wonderful adventure. And now I get to figure out what new risks I'm going to be taking. That's, I think, all I had to say.
Thank you. And Joyce Fisher. Joyce, you got to wait to be unmuted.
Okay, you're unmuted, Joyce. You can unmute. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Even though many of us absolutely sick of this snow, but the beauty of looking outside is just so inspiring to me.
Okay. I hear someone typing.
Deborah, please mute yourself again.
Oh, sorry.
Well, thank you all very much for participating. And at this point, I think we have a song.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up a world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Wonderful. Well, this is a time of our service when we offer our bounties to each other to continue our positive and far-reaching outreach to our fellowship and the greater community. You'll also be hearing about our stewardship campaign during the end of service announcements. Since we're all on Zoom today, you can text 73256, putting UUFNN in the message box and hit send. You can also mail a check to the office at 780 Del Monte Lane, Reno 89511. Or better yet, you can sign up for automatic giving. There's a couple of ways to do that, so contact the office and Carol will explain the process. It's a simple and convenient way to give. One of the many things I love about our fellowship is that every month we choose a nonprofit to share our plate with. Now, here's the drill on how that works. Now, I already mentioned how you can donate by texting. There's also instructions to do an additional contribution to our share partner. So if you write a check, we assume you want that to go to the operating fund unless you make a notation that you want those monies to be shared with our plate partner. Our recipient for March is Our Story. Established in 1996, Our Story Inc.'s mission is to seek out, collect, preserve, share, and exhibit the contributions, heritage, culture, and accomplishments of people who have not been well represented, especially here in Northern Nevada, including people of color, minority populations, and indigenous groups. They are a historical resource providing research and information to authors, educators, scholars, and the population at large, including providing books and information to inform the curriculum of the Washoe County School District. Notable works of Our Story, Inc. include the establishment of the Northern Nevada African American Firefighter Museum, the Native Americans Experience in Northern Nevada History Project, and did you know, Story Library of African American and other minority contributions to Northern Nevada. So let's take a few minutes and do our texting. So thank you all very much. Would you also join me now in the blessing of our offerings? To the work of this fellowship, which is helping more people grow in love, faith, justice, and joy, we dedicate ourselves, and these are offerings.
So this is the time in our service where we can refrain from speaking to each other or even listening too much to me and speak to the universe, offering up our prayers of thanksgiving and joys, as well as difficulties and sorrows. Those of you on Zoom, which is all of you, you're welcome to write your cares and concerns in the chat box. So let's just take a little time out to be with ourselves, with the universe. And as we learned to do when we first started Zooming, we will make the sign of connection one with another with our hand on our heart and our other hand extended to say, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and I am with you. Blessings be.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Thank you, Bill. Couple of announcements. For those of you who are new to the fellowship, check our website, go online to find out more about us. Watch your emails. If you sign up for your emails for announcements, there's so many things going on. And share with folks that you know that might feel isolated or need more connection. Share the link for these services. And don't forget the posse. The posse is our effort and others feeding some of our folks without homes that are out on the streets. Just check the announcements about what they need and look at the newsletter for that information. And I think now Jackie Riley is going to make an announcement and show a video. Yeah, Jackie.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to be with you all. I do wish, like all of you do, that we were in person, more of us. Let me get these off of my, okay. In these cold, icy days, as I said, it's a blessing, I think, that we can attend services on Zoom as much as we'd prefer to be in person. I'm here today talking to you as the chairperson of the Stewardship Committee. As we are getting near the end of our pledge campaign, I want you to know that we're about 2/3 of the way to our goal, with 1/2 of our members having pledged thus far. We have over $210,000 in pledges that'll start on July 1st from 103 of our members. We're in the home stretch, folks. Now we're going to hear from a few of our members about why they came to UUFNN and why they stay here.
I literally went to my wife and I said, I think I found my through reading and self-practice. And one of the things I love most about being here is it gave me that framework to kind of accept my amalgam of beliefs and really turn it into my whole self. And then I've been able to stretch that into deeper engagement with the community. I'm way more socially active now than I ever was in my life prior to coming here. And it's kind of funny because I still feel like a new member, and I was just checking and I joined in 2011. So I've now crossed that 10-year threshold. So, but like others have said here, I'll be a Unitarian for life, and I can't ever envision leaving this place. Thank you.
I am the other. A little closer. I am the other. And whenever I've been thrown out of a lot of churches and a lot of jobs, marriage. Anyway, when I first came here, I was a traveling scientist up at Renown. And my very first Sunday here, because I was like, oh my gosh, I can like be myself. And if you're trans, that's a big deal. And my first Sunday here was the one where Joanne was standing there as a man. Y'all remember that one? And I was like, sorry guys, I'm gonna mess up my mascara. Oh, I can't finish. So being here, I brought Lisa and Elisa and Casey and his now gone boyfriend. But we all came from Texas because we knew there was something here. We liked Renown. I mean, I worked at Renown and they were a great place to work. And Reno was fantastic. The mountains, you can feel the strength in the mountains. But here, the heart is here. And it has meant so much to me. I've begun transitioning because of you here. And I'm beginning to become my actual self for the first time in 54 years. So you guys all have a part of this. And so if I sing a little loud and act a little crazy, it's because I love you guys. Thanks.
Walking isn't my strong suit right now. But to me, as a newer member of the church, the fact that I'm pagan. Nobody cares. They're just like, hey, cool. And the acceptance that I've never seen in any of the religions I've participated in before is just overwhelming. And especially in the last few weeks, you guys have really come through for me. And that, I think, is really the spirit of this church, is no matter what, if there's something you need, they'll figure out a way to make sure that you have access to it. Whether it just be a hug, a visit to the hospital, a meal, someone to just make sure you don't fall and kill yourself in the house after an accident, any of that stuff. Just knowing that people care. Something that all my life has made me different, not always accepted, is that wanting to help and needing to help. And now I've found a place where I can help as I can, and they're happy to have.
Go ahead, Jackie. I think you wanted to have some finishing words.
I do. Thank you so much. First off, I want to just say thank you to our amazing tech team. The call last night came out to go to Zoom only at, what was it, JJ, around 5:30, 6 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
So our team just did a Hail Mary punt, and here we are, glitches and all, but we're all here. So that's great. And I want to thank Lisa, Sarah, and Chris for their words of why they are here at UUFNN and why they're UUs. I completely agree with everything that they said. I want you to think about this next week or so. Why are you here at UUFNN? Why are you a UU? I came 30 years ago to find community, and I found it. I found people I wanted to be with. We won't always agree. We won't. I used to teach parenting. I would tell parents, why would we expect two people to agree who were raised in different families to agree on everything in parenting? They're not going to. We have over 200 members. It's laughable to think that we would always agree, because we won't. And that's okay. Find my place again. I found a community here of folks that are open to discussion, learning from each other, working for social justice, and taking care of each other. I came to have a place for our 3 children to learn about various religions, and then let them make up their own minds about what they chose to believe, what they choose to believe. Although none of my kids currently attend church, they have UU values, and I know that because we talk about stuff all the time. I'm so very proud of all of them and glad that they got a good foundation of values from their dad and I, and from their time here growing up at UUFNN. And yes, I'm the mom that made them learn about sex. I made them take the OWL class. Our two youngest had to be in it when they had to take the whole thing, and when they were done, they got to choose whether they came again or not. And they really didn't want to learn about sex, but I think they're probably happy that I did that now, that they're 29 and 30. Now, the other reason that I'm here to talk to you this morning is about our pledge campaign. We're in the home stretch. We have one more week where we're going to be talking to you about it from the pulpit. And then after that, starting tomorrow, actually, if you haven't pledged yet, you're going to be getting emails from us about considering it. So please consider pledging today if you haven't already. There is a QR code in the e-announce, the weekly newsletter that comes out, and there might be one in the chat box, although I haven't seen it yet. And if it's not there, please just go to the e-announce and you'll see one there. When you connect to that QR code or click on the link, either one, you're going to go to the date box, the start date box, and it's got a glitch in it that we can't figure out how to change. So you'll need to put in the actual date that you want it to start. The pledge year is July 1, 2023 to June 2024. If you pledge now, that's great, but know that that will probably end the end of June. And we'll ask you to continue that later on if that's what you want to do. As I said, we're almost done with the campaign. We're in the home stretch. And I met with Karen, or talked with Reverend Karen last week, and she told me the best gift that she could get as she retires is that we meet our campaign goal. She'll know that we are fiscally sound and ready for the next chapter in our time together here at UUFNN. So please help us continue to shine the light and reach the top of our pledge campaign of $350,000. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, Jackie. And Lois has another sign.
But I don't.
I don't know if you can see it.
It's not on there.
Okay, we're gonna go to song. Thank you.
In the warmth of your presence, I am safe at home. I will stand, I will stand. In the deepest conflict, I am not alone. I will stand, I will stand. I will stand, I will stand. With this spark in my hand, I will stand in the circle with the circle in me. I will stand, I will stand. I will stand in myself when I'm not feeling strong. I will stand, I will stand. I will tear down the walls and sing a freedom song. I will stand, I will stand. I will stand, I will stand. With this spark in my hand, I will stand in the circle with the circle in me. I will stand, I will stand. I will gather the courage I have found in me. I will stand, I will stand. I will honor the vision of who I will be. I will stand, I will stand. I will stand, I will stand. With this spark in my hand, I will stand in the circle with the circle in me. I will stand, I will stand. I will stand, I will stand. With this spark in my hand, I will stand in the circle with the circle in me. I will stand, I will stand. I will stand, I will stand.
Well, what a rousing chorus. I do love that. So, my brothers and sisters, as we prepare to burrow back into our beds and bunkers, remember this. Your yes means nothing unless you can say no. And your yes can mean everything to this fellowship. Go out and say yes where it's authentic for you. Blessed be and amen.